everyone, this is my third project for Kitaholic Kits for the month of May, and I am, just like I did in my last three projects, my last two projects, I'm going into our little family traveler's notebook album, and I'm telling a story of us going down south for a little staycation. This is a specific story of us going to visit the giants in Mandurah. So if you live in Perth, you probably have heard of these giant like art installations made of wood and metal, and there's like I think 5 or 6 giants that's all around Mandurah. And on our little holiday, we decided to go and visit 2 of them. So we chose the 2 that were the easiest to access, because some of them you need to do a bit of a hike, and we did still have to do a bit of a hike, but it was much easier than some of the other ones, like because we had the pram and Emma was on her scooter, so it would have been a bit difficult. But anyway, we went to one which was just along the river, and then we went to another one which was like maybe a 25-minute drive, and it's like looking out over this giant lake, and I did not even know that there was this like giant lake so close to Mandurah, and it was just so picturesque. And we were there just as the sun was setting, which is why you can see that there's all of these beautiful like rich colors in my photos, because the sun just made everything like a kaleidoscope of colors. And that photo that I'm sticking down now, you could actually see the moon in it. You can't really hear, but you can see the moon that was starting to rise. It was just so beautiful, and I just loved the colors. So I'm doing this little flip out, and I decided to do the flip out to add like some extra papers, but really the design element or the decorative element here is going to be me using these papers, and I'm using this wood grain paper as kind of a jumping off point to create these banners that are going down the page. So I'm taking 3 of my favorite papers that we got in the kit this month, which is that wood grain paper with the gold arrows, this torn cream paper, and then also I'm taking the black one with type on it, and I'm going to create just a cluster of photos sitting on top of these arrows that are pointed down towards the title, which will say giants. And then, as I have done in the last 2 projects that I did for Kitaholic Kits, I did my journaling digitally, so I made sure I put my journaling right onto that photo there, because there was a lot of space that I could use for that. I was going to actually, you can see there in the little corner while I chat, I was going to put a piece of ephemera or something underneath my journaling, but ultimately I didn't, because I just really wanted you to see the photo in its full effect, and I didn't want you to necessarily focus on the embellishments there, because the other side is so heavily embellished. So that's why I made that decision. And it's funny, I'm watching this back, and whenever I am watching something while I'm creating, I always think of this, and like Justin and Emma were watching Despicable Me, and so all I can think about was like the voices from Despicable Me as I'm narrating this video, which is kind of funny. I'm adding these 2 little itty bitty photos, and again I think I printed them in like a little small, but I'm adding these 2 photos onto some of that creamy background. So this is a different one to that paper. There was sort of like 2 similar ones. One was more white. I'm using the whiter of the 2 like torn papers. And so I'm sticking those down, and I am going to add my title underneath. I'm also going to add like a few little embellishy bits from the ephemera pack, because that's kind of the fun part of crafting, isn't it? So adding my title, which just says giants. I was going to put it down the bottom, but then I actually made the little arrows too long, and so the giants would have been a bit squishy in there, so I'm just sticking it right on top of them there. And I still really like how that look, and I especially like, because the giants are made of wood, you can see all this wood in the background in both of my like photos of the giants, so I think it worked out really well. I love this streets paper, and it was kind of like we went on adventure and we went traveling, we went hiking, so I thought I'm going to use that map paper, and I'm just going to embellish it with some items from the ephemera pack, and then I'm going to also just add a few of the little puffy stickers in there as well. How many times in this video have I said little? Honestly, I should have added a counter or something. Anyway, moving on. So this was my daughter's idea. She really wanted to help, and so she said, Mum, you have to take one of these little stickers, and you have to put the sticker that says take a hike on top of it, because she was sitting with me while I was planning it out. And so I did that, and I showed her, and she felt very proud that she came up with that little idea. There I go again. It says little. Sorry, my brain is fried, guys, honestly. Anyway, that layout is done. Thank you very much for joining me. I will see you all again next week for my final design team layout. Bye.